Hi guys, Zelp here. Welcome back to another interesting video on Warframe. Today we're going to talk about the Vauban Vortex bug. To me, if you like or if you play Vauban a lot, you most likely know about this bug simply because I just finished crafting Vauban Prime yesterday and I've already noticed its instant kill effects. I'd like to address an issue I'm facing running a channel like this. Once a while I get comments asking me to take down my videos, and very recently someone asked me why am I trying so hard to get certain bugs that I expose nerfed. To me it is simple. I prefer the game to be played as how it is intended. If there is a bug, it shouldn't be nerfed, it should be fixed. If something is overpowered, maybe it should be nerfed. If something is underpowered, maybe it deserves a buff. I love this game enough to want it to be balanced. And that's all. If very little people knows about these things, then those that do know have a certain advantage over those that don't. And I guess you have to ask yourself if that is fair. Now remember, I'm not talking about the majority because the majority of you guys are supportive and very awesome. I'm talking about the minority, the few that felt like I am being mean to them by exposing their secret. Okay, so let's see what this Vauban bug is about. On Twitter, I gave you guys a hint for this video asking if you know how to kill without doing any damage. One actually got pretty close and said to push the enemy off the cliff. And this is what I believe is similar to the Vauban's bug. After my explanation, I will also show you how this technique could be also used by other Warframes. Here's the demonstration of Vauban using his Vortex, and the enemy dies after 1 or 2 seconds. If you have many enemies, make sure that your Vortex is further away from the ground, because if they get too close to the ground, they might cancel the ragdoll by temporarily trying to get up. So you will notice that if you group them near the floor, some of them won't die, as to if you were to group them on a wall or something, all of them will cease to exist. So let me tell you what I think is happening to the enemy. Remember that time you jump too high and you pass through the floor below you when you land, and then you enter this never-ending fall where you lose sight of your enemies and your teammates instead of being teleported back. Unlike the Warframe, enemies that fall off do not get teleported back. Instead, they experience something similar, which is unawareness, a ragdoll state, and the falling movement. When enemies go through such horror, the Warframe god takes their life. In other words, if you can put them in those states, they will be taken off the game. Let's look at the Vortex again. It does blast damage, which if you have been paying attention to my previous video, it has the ability to remove alertness or awareness, which is why you can do stealth damage without going invisible. The Vortex also ragdolls and constantly keeps the enemy in motion. It might not seem like it's moving sometimes, but you can tell that when more enemies are being pulled, or from observing the loots, it will circle the center. I'm actually not very sure if the constant movement is required because I have no idea how to test this at the moment. Now that we have a theory on how it works, I'm going to show you 2 other examples of killing with this technique. The first one will be with Inaros and his Sandstorm. Make sure that you have the augment, which is Elemental Sandstorm, to proc blast so that the enemy becomes unaware. The Sandstorm will also ragdoll and move them around, so it seems like all of the theoretical requirements is met. So let's take a look at the demonstration. Remember that the augment only gives you 50% proc chance, so it might not always work if it doesn't proc enough to reset the enemy's alertness level. It is also kind of hard to keep track, but as you can see, the test subject is now dead. Next, I actually got this idea from watching a buddy of mine playing with his Sonicor. So what you want to do is get an invisible frame, or maybe put on a mod suppression to silence the Sonicor so that the enemy and the enemies around it is not alerted. Make sure that your Sonicor is modded with blast, because it will literally blast them off their feet if you aim right below them. And guess what? The enemy is now not alerted, it is being ragdolled, and it is constantly moving, from being blown up to falling down until it hits the ground. This method will work very well in maps that is not confined or does not have a ceiling, simply because if the enemy reaches the floor, it will start to recover from the ragdoll, and then it won't work. You guys should also know that killing with this method won't give you any experience, because I guess in a way you didn't really kill them. The Warframe god did. I have faith in DE and that they are trying to make the game better for all of us, so let's not make it harder for them. Okay, that's my time. I really hope that my channel helped you guys understand what is going on in the Warframe world, even if it's only a little bit. Remember to like, subscribe, and share it. It will really help me out a lot in terms of my growth, I guess, in YouTube. And you should also follow me on Twitter for hints on future videos. And if you have any ideas for a video, let me know there or at the comments. I've always wondered if I could share my videos on Reddit. Anyone know what I need to do to qualify? Once again, this is Yelp, wishing you a pleasant day, Tennos. Bye bye.